What's up, guys? Welcome back to an updated version of the Locust God. I uploaded 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago, something like that, a deck list of Locust God. This is a new updated version. I am trying to foil out this deck, so hopefully that goes according to plan. I'm almost, I'd say probably 2/3 of the way to foiling it out and updating it. I love the way the deck is playing now. It's good for my playstyle and that type of stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know down below what you guys think. And let's jump into this. Any of the cards you see that I don't have holo, if you have one, leave a comment down below. My social medias are in the description box as well. Reach out to me. I am trying to get them all hollowed out for this deck. But for everyone that doesn't know what Locust God does, whenever you draw a card, you create a 1/1 blue and red insect creature token with flying and haste. You can pay 2 a blue and a red, draw a card, and discard a card. And then when Locust God dies, return it to the owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So after the initial cast, unless it gets exiled or ban it, exiled pretty much. If it just goes to the graveyard, it will go back to your hand at the beginning of the next turn, which is great. So you avoid that pesky thing that we all love, commander tax. So let's jump into the creatures for this deck. Like I said, this is definitely a deck I'm going to keep around for quite some time. I'm going to keep playing and keep doing up all the fun jazz with. And definitely a deck I enjoy. So let's see here. Kicking it off, we have Niv Mizzet Perun. In my opinion, the best of the Niv Mizzets. Yes, it has 3 blue and 3 red in its casting cost, but it can't be countered, and whenever you draw a card, it deals damage to any target, and whenever a player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. Well, guess what? People play a lot of instant sorceries. And this deck, we have... Let's see if I can get them all here. This much of the deck is instants and sorceries. So we're going to draw a lot of cards and deal a bunch of damage. Burnished Heart, because we are in blue and red, and Izzet, and we don't tend to have a lot of mana fixing. Sprite Dragon, Bloodwater Entity, Tower and Sky Summoner, Tyrant is great in this deck. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, create a Teacher Drake. Like I said, we have a lot of instant sorceries. Electrostatic Field. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, it deals damage to each opponent. Another great card in this deck because we have a lot of instant sorceries. Naheb, Dreadhorde Champion. When it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, you may discard any number of cards in your hand. If you do, draw that many cards and add that much red mana until the end of turn. You don't lose this mana as phases and steps end. So another great way to get tons of card draw. Merchant of the Veil, Dualcaster Mage. When it enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, and it does have flash. So we use one of our big draw spells, flash this in, and we get to copy that spell. Mad Ratter. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create 2 1/1 black rat tokens. This is solely in here because we can draw cards on each player's turn. So we can make a bunch of little 1/1s to swing in with that are on the ground or chump block with, whatever have you. Voidmage Husher has flash. Whenever it comes into play, counter target activated ability. When you play a spell, you may return Voidmage Husher to its owner's hand. Now, there's not crazy amounts of places where this might come in handy, okay? But there's enough places to run it. Wildfire Elemental, it has a flick 4. When this creature becomes blocked, defending player loses 4 life. So that's great. And when it attacks and isn't blocked, you may cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost. So that's amazing for us because we love casting instant sorceries for free. Umara Wizard, another great card. Whenever we cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell, it gains flying until end of turn. We have lots of instant sorceries and a handful of wizards. Apprentice Wizard, you pay a blue, you add 3 generic mana, or 3 colorless mana, which is great. Maelstrom Muse, Sorry about the glare. The glare from the hollows might get a little much there. But when it attacks, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast costs X less to cast, where X is Maelstrom uses power as the ability resolves. So another way to make our stuff a little bit cheaper. Aegir the Freezing Flame. When a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess damage, if a giant, wizard, or spell you control dealt the damage to this turn, draw a card. So another way to draw, we have a handful of wizards in here. He's a giant, so he counts for the wizard and the giant part of it. And we have a few instances of sorceries that I think deal some damage. So another great card to have. Stormkiln Artist gets big for all the artifacts. Whenever we cast an instant sorcery, make a treasure token. Sea Dasher Octopus, another great card. If you put this on your Locust God is just a draw every time it attacks, which is great. Every time it deals damage to a player. And Locust God might deal damage 9 times out of 10. And then the last creature in the deck is Soothsayer Adept. We can pay 2, tap it, draw a card, discard a card. So that's it for the creatures. We're going to move on to the instants in the deck. We have quite a few. Metallic Rebuke, Commit, and Memory. Counterspell, in my opinion, one of the best arts of Counterspell out there. Feel free to argue in the comment section down below. Dissipate, another great card. Blue Sun Zenith, everybody's favorite instant in blue. Channeled Force, First Day of Class. You know, this card is questionable, but if you play it properly, you can make a bunch of 1/1 insects and they all get +1/+1 counters on them. So played correctly, you can definitely make a whole bunch of 2/2 flyers, which will be awesome. Brainstorm, Anticipate, because we love draw. Counterflux, because counterspells. Curate for more draw. Expansion Explosion. Magma Quake. And the important thing about Magma Quake, it deals damage to creatures without flying in each planeswalker. So that avoids our Locust God and all our 1/1 flyers we're making with it. Seething Song. Teach by example. Practical Research. Thirst for Meaning. Opt. Pongify. Unexpected Windfall. Thrill of Possibilities. Thirst for Discovery. Compulsive Research. So like I said, tons and tons of draw spells, a handful of dealing damage to creature spells, and a handful of counter spells, because we're in blue, why not run counter spells? So that's the instance sorceries. We have Browbeat. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. If no one does, target player draws 3 cards. So it's a win-win, because if someone wants to take 5 damage, then they took 5 damage. Otherwise, you get to draw 3 cards. Echo of Eons. I love this card because it has flashback. So you cast it for 6. Everyone shuffles their hand and graveyard into their library, and then draw 7 cards, and then you can flash it back and do the same thing over again. Shimmer Possibilities. Cathartic Reunion. Tormenting Voice. Winged Words. More draw spells. Ponder. Solve the Equation. Solve the Equation is the best sorcery in blue, in my opinion, okay? You get to search your deck for any instant or sorcery card, reveal it, put it in your hand. Like, it's just great. Iron Crag Feet. Add 7 mana. Add 7 red mana. You can only cast 1 more spell this turn. This with Magna Quake. This with Blue Sun Zenith. Like, there's a lot of great cards you can use this for. Faithless Looting, also has Flashback. Storm's Wrath, deal 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Expressive Iteration, Preordained, Serum Visions, Mind Spring for more draw, and Mentor Guidance. When you cast a spell, copy it if you control a planeswalker, cleric, druid, shaman, warlock, or wizard. Scry 1 and draw a card. So we have enough that we should be able to copy it. For artifacts, we have Mind Stone, Soul Ring, Skull Clamp, because we make a bunch of 1/1s, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Creativity, Traveler's Amulet, Nev's Disc, Ashnod's Altar, and that's our artifacts in the deck. For enchantments, we're running Ominous Seas, because why not? We draw so many cards in this deck, might as well make some 8/8 Krakens while we're at it. Fevered Visions, and then the last card in the deck is probably one of my favorite cards in the whole deck. It is Narset, Parter of Veils, so each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. So when we do our wheel effects, or our single wheel effect, then our opponents will only draw 1 card. But the dirty thing about this is if you have Narset on the board and you cast Echo of Eons, okay, on your turn, everyone will shuffle their hand and then your opponents only draw 1 card. If you have the mana to flashback this, your opponents won't draw any cards. And now you would have seen 14 different cards, so you get 14 triggers off a Locust God, and your opponents all have no hands. Like, hello? Win con much? So, guys, that is my build of Locust God. Let me know what you guys think down below. Would you guys play it like this? Do you guys have any suggestions how to make it a little better? Yes, I know there is cards like Path of Negation, Force of Will, and like things like that that I can run over Counterspell and Counterflux and stuff like that. But for right now, I'm trying to keep it more budget friendly, and this is the way I'm playing it. So leave any suggestions down below if you have any budget friendly options. And like I said, if you saw any cards that I had that weren't hollow, if you know where I can get one that is hollow for a fairly good price, leave a comment down below. I might be interested in picking some up. You never know. And then, guys, also down below, leave a comment what other commander decks you guys want to see. I have maybe 2 or 3 more on the back burner that I am in the process of making. So once I get them done, I will make the videos and get them uploaded and out to you guys to see. And if any of the decks I've already done you want to see an updated version of, leave a comment down below on that as well, and I'll try to get to it. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.